3 had been rushed to Wenzi Medical Center, and it is only one whose body was still at the scene.
Nti we baatuukayo mu kifo ekyo ekisangibwa eggaba basanga nti enkumu y'abantu nga bali mu kifo ekyo, era n'agezaako okubeera ng'anoonya OC eyali akulira poliisi y'eggaba okubeera nga amuyitiramu biki ebyo byali byatuuseewo, nga OC oyo ow'eggaba yali ayitibwa ASP Kirya Dison, eyamutegeeza n'amugamba nti waliwo omuntu omu alumbye essomero eryo erya Dekeya n'atta abaana, naye kwaba abaana be yatta abasatu bali batwaliddwa mu ddwaliro erya Wenzi, nga omu ye yali already nga wali awo ku scene nga mufu.
Any other briefing?
Another briefing from Chiria was that the person who killed these children had been arrested by the security of the school, and he was kept at their security room within the school.
What followed?
Having gotten that brief, together with the DPC, we embarked on a process of clearing the scene, that is sending away the members of the community who had gathered.
Where had the community gathered at the scene?
The community had mainly gathered around the road leading to the scene.
How did you do this?
We did this by using scene cordoning tapes.
What else?
After that, my lord, the scene of crime officers started the process of examining and documenting the scene.
Can you say that?
After clearing the scene of crime officers immediately started examining and documenting the crime scene.
abajulizi abalala bana naye okusinga bali beetaaga abajulizi ab'oku ssomero ng'era baafunako Namutebi Feibi ne Odongo Aneti naye okusinga baayogera nnyo ne Namutebi Feibe eyabannyonnyola buli kimu ekyali kituseewo.
Yes, please.
In Namutebi's brief to us, she told me that a certain man.
Did she tell you how the incident had occurred?
Yes.
Namutebi was before this court.
Yes, she told me.
What followed?
What followed next, after that brief interview with her, as the Sokos were examining the scene, I took initiative to look through the scene, and among the things that I personally saw was a dead body of a male juvenile that was lying on the veranda at the daycare.
Other than the male body?
I also saw blood spread across different points at the scene.
Other than that?
I also saw a knife that the killer knife that the suspect used.
Where did you see this knife?
This knife was found outside of a wire mesh fence which is within the building of the daycare.
Officer, that is not clear. Where was the knife?
The knife was found within the same compound of the daycare, but outside there is a wire mesh that separates the entire fence of the premises from the house that hosts a daycare. It's actually a chain link, if I may use that, my lord.
Ayongedde n'agamba nga Namutebi amaze okubeera nga amunnyonnyola ye yayitamu mu siini eyo n'agamba nti yalaba omubiri gw'omwana afudde yali omulenzi omuto nga yeebase kabalaza ku ssomero eryo erya daycare. N'ayongera era n'alaba n'omusaayi bateebereza okubeera omusaayi mu bifo eby'enjawulo era mu kifo ekyo n'alaba n'akambe omutemu oyo ke yakozesa okubeera ng'atta abaana abo akaali wabweru w'ekikomero ekyo.
Do you know how that knife was handled thereafter?
Yes, that knife was identified, marked, and photographed and recovered by the Soko.
What else? You've talked about the body on the veranda, the blood, spots, the knife. Anything else?
Maybe the general observation of how the compound was disorganized.
What do you mean?
What I mean is the playing items of the children were scattered all over the compound.
Other than that, anything else?
My lord, as far as the scene observations are concerned, that is what I saw.
Where was the Let's them interpret first.
agambye nti akambe akazuulibwawo kasobola okubeera nga kategerebwa ne bakakuba ekifaananyi era ne bakamaakinga ttiimu yaabwe yali ekola kunoonyereza mu kifo ekyo era nayongera n'agamba nti yalaba n'ebyokuzannyisa abaana bye baali bakozesa nga byonna buli kimu kyali waakyo.
Where was the suspect at that time?
At that particular moment, the suspect was held at the security room of the school.
How was he handled?
The suspect was later on picked, put in a police car, and he was taken to Kabalagala police.
Nti suspect oyo yali already amaze okuba nga yali yakwatibwa ng'era yateekebwa mu security mu ruumu ya security ey'essomero eryo oluvannyuma ne bamukima ne bamuteeka mu mmotoka ya poliisi n'atwalibwa ku poliisi y'e Kabalagala.
James, did you participate in that process of putting the suspect in the car and ensuring his transmission to Kabalagala?
I did not personally participate in that, but there are officers who took part in that exercise, my lord.
Agambye teyeetaba ku ekyo okubeera nga batwala suspect oyo ku poliisi.
Did you witness?
Yes, I did.
Process?
Yes, I did.
Naye akkiriza nti ekikolwa ekyo yakiraba.
In what state was the suspect?
I beg your pardon, my lord.
What did you observe on the suspect?
What I observed on the suspect is that he looked a bit dirty. I think during the process of arrest, the struggle. I also saw some bruises on his arms.
Other than the arms, did you see any bruises on any part of the body?
Yes. Around the mouth. The mouth and the forehead, at the forehead.
Agambye nti suspect oyo yamulaba nga yali ngaddugala ng'era ng'alabika kuddugala okwo kwava kajagalalo era n'agamba nti suspect oyo yamulaba yalina enkwagulo ku mikono gye era ng'era yalina n'enkwagulo ze zimu ku mumwa gwe ne ku kyenyi.
Did you establish how? If you did not, it is okay, absolutely okay. But court would be interested in knowing if you established what caused those injuries on him. If you did.
Yes, my lord. Later on, when I went to the station, I got an opportunity to interface with the suspect, and I asked him how he sustained those injuries. He told me the people who arrested him, the mob, beat him up.
Nti oluvannyuma yasobola okutegeera engeri suspect oyo gye yali afunamu ebisago ebyo ng'era oluvannyuma yaddayo ku station oba ku poliisi we yali akola ye kennyini yasobola okwogeramu ne suspect oyo n'abeera ng'amugamba nti ebivune bye yabifuna ku bantu abaali baamukwata abo be baali baamukuba.
So James, the suspect is taken to Kabalagala. You have observed what you have already told court. Did you do any other thing?
Yes, my lord. After the so-called documenting the scene at the daycare, the body of the juvenile who was at the scene was picked and put in a police car, and we moved to our secondary scene at Wenzi Medical Center.
Yes.
Yes, at Wenzi,
Yes.
we were ushered into an emergency room.
And what happened at Wednesday?
What happened at Wenzi is that we were shown the dead bodies of 3 children. The SOCOs did what they are supposed to do, marked the bodies, photographed them, and picked blood samples.
Nti tiimu yaabwe ekola kunoonyereza bwe yali ng'emaliriza nti omubiri gw'omwana eyali olwedde omugenzi baagugjawo mu kifo ekyo ne baguteeka mu mmotoka yaabwe eya poliisi ne beeyongerayo ku ddwaliro erya Wenzi, era nga bwe batuukayo baayanirizibwa ne babalaga abaana abo 3 abalala, era nabo already abaali bamaze okubeera nga bafa. Then tiimu yaabwe yali ekola kunoonyereza mu kifo ekyo neekuba ebifaananyi by'abaana abo ne bajjako n'omusaayi.
What else?
After that, my lord, all the 4 bodies were put in body bags and they were delivered to Mulago on my instructions. Mulago mortuary for post-mortem examination.
Nti oluvannyuma abo bonna abaana bana baateekebwa mu bisawo bye babateekamu okubeera nga babatwala mu mokyale e Mulago okubeera nga beeyongera kubeekebejja.
Did anything follow that day?
After the secondary scene, we ended with the day's activities at the scenes of crime.
Yes.
We returned back to the station.
Nti era bwe baamala baddayo ku station yaabwe gye bakolera.
At the station?
At the station, my lord,
yes.
When I arrived there, I sent for the suspect who was then in custody. The suspect was matched to me.
Where?
In my office.
You remember who did that?
Yes, my lord. The suspect was matched to me by DC Atube Francis.
Interpretation, please.
Agambye nti era baamala nga bali ku poliisi oba ku station yaabwe bakolera, yatumya suspect oyo already gwe baali bamaze okuba nga batuusa ku poliisi eyo, then ne bamutwalira mu ofiisi ye ng'era omusirikale yamutwalira yali ayitibwa Francis.
Yes.
The suspect was brought to me.
Yes.
I was in the office with other officers who included Inspector of Police Semanda Twaha, the officer who brought the suspect himself was there.
Semanda Twaha.
Yes, my lord.
Then the officer, who else?
Atube Francis.
Yes.
Yes. When the suspect was brought to me, my first question to him was who he was. Who are you?
The suspect oyo bamutwalira ng'era mu ofiisi eyo yalimu n'abasirikale aba mwalimu omu ku basirikale yali Semanda Twaha, then n'oyo yennyini eyamuleeta yali Francis Atuge, era ng'ekibuuzo kye yasooka okumu.
What is that name?
Francis.
Mahu? Which name?
Is it Atuge?
Atube.
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 Francis Atube, era ng'ekibuuzo kye yasooka okumubuuza nti ye gwani.
Did the accused provide an answer to your question?
Yes, my lord.
What did he tell you?
He told me his names were Christopher Okello Onyum, a resident of Chanja, in Nakawa division. I further asked him what he does. His response was that he's a commercial farmer who is establishing a farm in Noya district.
Era yamala n'amuddamu n'amugamba amannya ge nti ye Christopher Okello Onyum, n'amugamba nti era abadde abeera Chanja esangibwa mu division y'e Nakawa, nayongera n'ambuuza ebibuuzo ebirala, n'ambuuza nti okola mirimu ki, n'amugamba nti ye mulimi ng'akolera Nyoya district.
Yes.
My lord, I went ahead and asked the suspect, or the accused now, why he was at police. And
Yes.
his response was that he's at police because he was arrested having killed 4 children at a daycare in Gava.
Ayongera n'ambuuza nti lwaki ali ku poliisi, ye n'amuddamu n'amugamba nti ali ku poliisi eyo olw'ensonga nti abadde akwatiddwa oluvannyuma lw'okubeera nti asse abaana 4 ku kasomero ka daycare e Gava.
Yes.
I asked the accused person what was the motive behind what he
What
did.
did you ask him?
I asked him that what was the motive for killing these children.
Mr. Muwaganya, are we going into a confession?
No, my lord.
Where are we going?
My lord, we are traversing the first interaction that the accused had with the authority. Not necessarily, my lord, the confession.
Okay, so can we be general? Because it is almost looking like a confession.
My lord, we are not pursuing a confession necessarily.
Okay.
But we feel by the nature of the case, my lord, court may be interested in knowing
The conversation.
the conversation
Okay.
between the accused and the first authority that he interacted with.
Okay, proceed. Proceed.
Proceed, sir.
Yes, my lord. I asked him the reason as to why he killed the children. And his response was he killed these children because he was looking for riches.
Yayongera n'ambuuza ebibuuzo n'ambuuza nti no yalina kigendererwa ki okubeera ng'atta abaana abo, ye n'amuddamu n'amugamba nti yali anoonya bya bugagga.
Did anything else transpire in your interaction?
Yes, my lord. During my interaction with the accused person, I also interested myself in knowing how he arrived at this in terms of whether there was any prior planning or not. In his responses, the accused person told me,
My lord, accused person wants to talk to us.
Okay, please. Anything you'd like to communicate from him?
My lord, it's okay.
Okay.
Yes, James.
yes, my lord. When I asked the accused how he arrived at this in terms of planning, accused told me that he took some time planning this, and among some of the activities he undertook was to come to the daycare on a number of occasions to do surveillance.
Yayongera n'amubuuza nti ye yeetegeka atya oba yatuuka atya mu kifo ekyo, ye n'amuddamu n'amugamba nti kyamutwalira ebbanga nga yeetegeka, era n'ayongera n'amugamba nti yasobola okubeera ng'agenda mu kifo ekyo emirundi egiwerako kubeera nga aketta ekifo ekyo.
Yes.
Among other things he did, as per his narration, was the preparation of the murder weapons. He told me prior to the incident he bought a number of knives, some of which he used in the execution of the mission.
Was that all?
My lord, I also asked the accused person that during his time of surveillance at the school, what were some of his findings? What did he find at school? The accused person told me that one of the things he found at school was that the daycare never had any security guard at the gate. The second one was that every time he went there, he would only see ladies. In terms of people who are managing the school, they are only ladies. The third issue.
Was that your okay?
The third issue, he told me that every time he would go there, he would always find kids in the compound playing.
nti Okello yamugamba ye mu kwetegeka kwe yasobola okubeera ng'afuna ebisinga obwamba obwo yabugula, era ye omusirikale ono omujulizi n'ayongera n'amubuuza nti ye kiki yasangayo ku ssomero eryo. Okello n'amuddamu n'amugamba ku ddekka eyo ye yali tasangangawo omuntu akuuma ku geeti eyo, era n'agamba buli kaseera we yagendangayo yalabangawo abakyala ku ssomero eryo, era ne buli kaseera we yagendangayo yasangangayo n'abaana nga babeera bazannya.
Did anything else transpire in your interaction with the accused?
Yes, my lord. During my interaction with the accused, as I was winding up with my interaction with him, accused in his final remarks with me said he was sorry for what he did. He apologizes. He said he knew that what he did had consequences. He could be jailed or he could be killed.
Baali bamaliriza suspect oyo ye yagamba nti no yeetonda era ne yeetonda olw'ebikolwa bye byabadde akoze, nti era yamanya nti ebikolwa bye yali akoze yamanya nti biyinza okumutuusaako okubeera ng'asibwa oba okubeera ng'attibwa.
What followed?
My lord, in his expressing his fear and apology, the accused also told me that while still here at the scene, having slaughtered the children, when he saw the crowd coming to respond to the matter, he had made a call to police emergency line 112.
Yes.
He did what?
He made a call to a police emergency line 112.
Nti Okello yayongera n'agamba nti we yali ng'akyali mu kifo ekyo ku siini awo wennyini yalaba bamaama b'abaana abo nga bali ku baana baabwe already ye be yali amaze okubeera nga.
Where did you hear that? Please pay attention. Could you please repeat that for interpretation?
My lord, the accused told me that while at the scene, when he saw a crowd advancing or coming to respond, he made an emergency call to police emergency line 112.
Nti we yali ng'akyali ku siini eyo yalaba ebibinja by'abantu nga bajja mu kifo ekyo, ng'era mu bwangu ddala n'asobola okubeera ng'akuba ku emergency number eza poliisi eya 112.
Yes. What followed?
My lord, that evening, after interacting with the accused person, I handed him to an officer who took his statement, and I left him with that
what type of statement?
a plain statement.
Who is that officer?
This year to be Francis.
nti kawungeezi olunaku olwo ng'amaze okubeera nga ayogeramu ne suspect oyo yamala n'amuwaayo ew'omusirikale omulala eyamuggyako statement ng'omusirikale oyo ayitibwa Francis.
Okay, did anything else follow?
My Lord, what followed was the next day on 3rd.
So what happened on the 3rd of which month?
3rd of April 2026.
What happened on the 3rd?
On the 3rd, my Lord, I led a team of detectives, scene of crime officer, for a search at the residence of the accused.
Kyolunaku lwaddi ennaku z'omwezi nga 3 ogwokuna omwaka gwa 2026 nti ye yakulemberamu ttiimu eyo okuba nga bagenda okubeera nga basaakinga ewaka wa suspect oyo.
How did you know the accused's residence?
We were directed and led by the accused himself.
Nti baakulemberwamu accused mwennyini oba omusibe.
Where did he lead you?
The accused led us to Namugera Close at Katumba Zone LOC1 in Chanja.
The suspect yabatuusa paka ku Namugera Close esangibwa mu zone y'e Katumba esangibwa e Chanja.
Tell court what happened when you reached at his residence.
When we reached at the residence of the accused, we looked for the area LOC, and we are fortunate that we got the defense LOC1 of the area. We also looked for the landlord of the area.
Who did you get?
We got the caretaker of the premises where the accused was residing.
Do you remember who the caretaker was?
Yes, my Lord. The caretaker is Mr. Makai Joel.
Bwe baatuukayo mu kifo ekyo basobola okubeera nga banoonya LC w'ekitundu ekyo ne basobola okuba nga bafunawo wa defense era baayongera kubeera nga banoonya ne landlord w'ekitundu ekyo naye era basobola okufuna omuntu yali alabirira ekifo ekyo yali ayitibwa Makai Joel.
Okay, you got the LC defense, you got Mr. Makai, the caretaker. What followed?
What followed was the opening of the room.
Tell court what happened.
When we reached at the residence of the accused, we never had the key to his house because his key had been, I think, lost during the process of him being arrested.
Officer, stop thinking. Tell us what
His key was misplaced.
Okay, did you ask
How
him
did you
about the
know?
key?
We asked him about it. Fortunately, the caretaker had a copy of the key.
Yes.
So the caretaker opened the house. We gained entry into the room and conducted the search.
Nti bwe baatuuka mu kifo ekyo bo baali tebalina kisumuluzo naye babuuza omusibe oba suspect nti ekisumuluzo kiri ddawa, ye n'agamba yali tamanyi we kiri, era omwami yali avunanyizibwa ku kifo ekyo yali akirabirira, ye yali alina kopi y'ekisumuluzo ekyo eyabasoboseza okubeera nga abaggulira ne bayingira era ne batandika okuba nga basaakinga.
Did a search yield any results?
Yes, my lord.
And what
During,
followed?
during the search, we recovered items, among which included 2 US passports in the name of Christopher Okello Onyum, a driver's license issued by the US state of Virginia in the names of Christopher Okello Onyum, we also recovered a sanity medical report addressed to the Chief of Immigration, I beg your pardon, Chief of Citizenship and Immigration Control, Ministry of Internal Affairs. That sanity report was dated 30th December 2025, and it was authored and signed by Dr. Agenda Rogers of C-Care IHK.
Nti bye bazuula mu nnyumba eyo, ku bimu bye bazuula mu nnyumba eyo kwaliko passport 2 ezaali ez'ensi ya America nga zaali mmanya ga Christopher Okello Onyum, ne bazuulako ne driving permit eyali eya state eya Virginia esangibwa era nayo mu America ng'amanya agaaliko kwaliko Christopher Okello Onyum. Bayongera ne bazuula n'ebbaluwa oba alipoota ey'eddwaliro nga yali yawandiikirwa Dr. Agenda Rogers owa C-Care IHK nga yagiwandiika ng'ennaku z'omwezi 3 omwezi gwa December mwaka gwa 2025 ng'agiwandiikira ministry ekola ku nsonga z'ebyomunda.
What else?
My lord, among other items recovered were 2 Dell laptops, 2 smartphones, 6 knives, 3 flash disks, we also found a letter of good conduct issued by Interpol Uganda, we also recovered a spring file box.
You recovered what?
A spring file that contained documents, personal documents of the accused person, and other assorted documents that included an agreement where the accused hired land from Noya, also there were copies of passport application forms from immigration,
Copies of what, please?
passport application forms
For which entity?
for Ministry of Internal Affairs, Immigration Department,
Sorry?
Immigration Department.
Yes.
Among other documents,